Well, it's deadlift day.
I'm in position.
He's ready. We're going to talk you through the specifics of a classic conventional deadlift. Bobby has really kindly said that he'll demonstrate this today, foolishly. So we'll talk you through all of the form cues you want and make it really clear how to do this super safely and really efficiently. Should we kick it off?
Let's do it. Let's get amongst it.
So, set up position for this deadlift. You will have loaded your bar already. Choose a weight that's appropriate for you on day one. Just practice with the form, nice comfortable weight, and then we'll shift up in time. Setting up, standing in front of that bar, you're going to step those feet underneath the bar so that the bar crosses the middle of your foot. Now, if this is your first time doing this, you probably won't want to do that. You'll be stepping a little further away. But literally across the middle of the foot. So if I was Coon Bobby here, you go, oh, okay, well, probably across the balls of the foot here. If I was to shift it in a little further, there, it's going to feel a little uncomfortable doing this. But you should be able to see the balls of your foot from right above. Just like Bobby is
right there.
Demonstrating for us today. Now, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the setup for a deadlift to make sure it's safe, and that is number one. So, should we move on?
Yes, let's do it. Can't wait.
Bobby's going to bend down, bending those knees and hips. And you can see from that position, he's bending the knees. They do come forwards in front of the bar so that the bar is now touching his shins. That's okay. You might feel like that bar's not going to shift upwards, but I promise it will. Bobby is fantastically showing you a straight, flat back here as well, and a neutral spine. Bobby, show us what not to do. Don't do that, and don't look up, right? So the setup, that's the other thing you see really commonly, is a curved spine like you just showed at a head up position. We don't want that with a conventional deadlift. Nice neutral spine. You'll see that his grip is shoulder width, directly either side of those feet. His weight is perfectly balanced across the foot, heel through to toe as well. So his weight isn't forwards and it's not back on his heels. Perfect starting position. From here, you're going to do something we call taking the slack out of the bar. Bobby likes to call it
breaking the bar.
Breaking the bar. And that involves a couple of things. You're going to take a nice in-breath that is going to fill your midsection like a tire. He's going to do that for us now. Lovely. Now relax so that you don't have to hold that. And he's going to retract and depress his shoulder blades. In a fancy way, relax, pop up for us.
Thank you.
And it's going to show us retraction and depression of the shoulder blades. Retraction just means coming together, and depression means sliding down your body with those. So give us a demo. Lovely. You've got a lovely cue for this, don't you?
I do. It's called squeezing your armpits. So think about that position. So you're thinking back and down, and then squeeze the armpits. Gets that nice solid starting position. Good to go.
Nice. Go through that checklist for us again. Middle of the bar.
Middle of the bar. Reaching round.
Lovely, flat back, neutral spine in that position. Retract, depressed shoulder blades, in-breath into that position. What Bobby's about to do is going to take the slack out of the bar, which means a slight pull. The bar shouldn't lift off the ground, but that's when his body's at maximum tension. You can see that. It's really high effort to hold that and relax. Really hard work. Now, in that position, you will know straight away if you've got this set up right.
Oh, you know.
It's that little bit prior to the lift. The only thing left to do after that is to drive with those feet into the ground as hard as possible, so you're pushing the floor away and holding those shoulders in position. Bobby's going to work really hard behind here, in between those shoulder blades, to keep those shoulders where they are so that they don't round forwards as he comes up, so that his body doesn't lift and his shoulders stay in the same place. You'll notice that in a moment. And both those things happen, the pull up and the pushing the floor away. Should we give this a go?
Yes, indeed. It's time.
Let's do it. So,
Yes, sir.
he's stepping in, bar in the midline. Hands shoulder width apart. Once he's comfortable, he's going to drop those hips, bend knees, bar touching the shins. From that position, shoulder blades retracted and depressed. Big breath in around that whole tire, and push and pull at the same time. Right up, and now with control back down. Fantastic. Relax there. One of the key features that Bobby just showed you is, if you're looking at this sideways on, and we have a nice midline on the body here, imagine a line coming up the side, is that whilst your hips go back, your shoulders also come forwards to start us off in this position. And they should always work together.
Yeah.
Right? So when they shift, when they break that midline, if your hips just go by themselves, you're in trouble. And if your shoulders go by themselves, you're quite obviously in trouble.
You're in big trouble.
So give us one more demo and hopefully have a look out for that. On this side view, you'll see there's hips and shoulders from this midline. And up. Beautiful. Wonderful. And Bobby wanted to add something fantastic about that top position. What do you say?
I do. I want you to think about standing tall at the top position. Quite often we're tempted to lean it back. Everything we've seen online, everything we've seen on Instagram, people just drive to the top, drive the hips forwards and squeeze it and pull their shoulders up at the top. I want you to think about standing tall. Yes, exactly like that. So think about standing tall. You're still squeezing your glutes when you get to the top, but you're not pushing back, you're not pushing those hips forwards.
This will hurt.
That will hurt. Very quickly you're going to know about that.
And that was my habit for a really, really long period of time. I would drive up into that position and I would feel like I was really squeezing my glutes, but I'd be overdoing it to get to that point. Now, this is quite a complicated movement. So the reason we're doing this in-depth video for you is so that you know, take your time. Don't stress about this. Practice with a lightweight, check in the mirror, film it, film that form, send it to us if you need to.
Yeah.
We'll get that form reviewed. And be super safe.
Be super safe. Get that set up, nail that set up, and you're on to a winner.